大家好，我是王用和，大家都叫我 Ophelia。那我身边这一位是 Arijit 老师，他是瑜伽老师，同时也是冥想、灵修，还有能量以及阿育吠陀的老师，所以算是一位全方位的全人健康的老师。
I'm Pablo, the son of my mom and dad. So, I started yoga since I was 4 years old. Since then, it's a non-stop practice of yoga. Then I studied journalism and mass communication. I worked as a journalist, as a creative writer, few years. Then I figured out that this is not the way of my living. I'm not getting connected with this. My soul was not happy. Then I decided, what can I do? What call I am having from inside? That what shall I do? And I felt that I have been practicing yoga for so long, and it is always being there with me in every moment of up and down. It has been always there. This is something which I cannot be. So let's study more seriously about it. Let's work on it and let people know about it. And as I don't know how many of you know about it, yoga is a branch of Tantra. So Tantra is a mother and yoga is one of its children. So while learning and practicing yoga, I automatically tend to know the root of yoga, the mother of yoga. Then when I was 17 plus, close to 18, I started getting into that study and I started practicing, going to places, to different gurus, different sadhus, there is Agama Tantra, there is Nigama Tantra, there is Shakti Tantra. Shakti Tantra is the Tantra of feminine energy, Shakti. So the masculine energy, we call it Shiva, and the feminine energy, we call it Shakti. So geographically, where I belong to, the east part of India, Kolkata and Bengal, we are the worshippers of feminine energy. We are more worshipper of goddess than God. Like we worship goddess Durga, goddess Kali, all, because we are very connected with our mother, woman, feminine energy. So I had the resources and the teachers near me who could teach me about Shakti Tantra. There are 10 different forms of goddess, 18 different forms of goddess. Some of them are destroyer energy, some of them are having motherly energy, someone is having an energy of a wife, companion. So studying all of this, some of them are very warrior kind of energy. I started practicing, studying after that. Then I did my graduation, bachelor's in yoga. Then I did my master's in yoga. Then I did specialization in anatomy and physiology and therapeutic yoga. Then I did specialization, we call it Yotish Acharya. It's equivalent to post-graduation in Tantra, astrology and Indian Feng Shui, what we call Vastu. Yeah, and in 2014 I got an Asia gold medal in that study. Yeah, so that was.
他从4岁就开始学习，所以他有40年的修为哦。他开始教导瑜伽、冥想，也差不多有20几年了。除此之外，因为他在接触这些东西是全面性的，所以当你接触到瑜伽、冥想、能量，就不可能不接触到其他相关的身心灵有关的学科。这些东西因为全套的养生还有身心灵的结合，所以他也会阿育吠陀这一部分的怎么样从食疗、调整饮食、调整生活、调整生活形态、运动，从各种不同的全面性的方式去重新平衡一个人的身心状态。 他的瑜伽学士跟瑜伽硕士学位都是在印度拿到，印度正统的瑜伽的学位。他有参加过印度的占星的比赛，所以他有拿到10年前就已经拿到过亚洲杯的吠陀占星的冠军这样子。他在印度的教学大概是20几年前就开始了，那也是差不多10几年前他也有开始在欧洲教学，来到印尼，然后开始在印尼教学做这些疗愈工作是最近6、7年的事情。So Pablo, let's talk about energy healing. Energy healing, chakra healing, these are very, very abstract concepts. People ask a lot of those questions. Can you just start with, I know you like to say energy does not go away, energy transforms, energy changes. What is the concept of energy healing or energy balancing?
It's not my word, it's the entire physics is saying that energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. It only can be transformed. So it's the same with human body, human mind and human energy as well. So basically in holistic healing, the energy is basically the energy of nature, the elements. Element of earth, element of water, element of fire, element of air and element of space or ether. They actually govern our lives. They govern our emotions, they govern our health, they also govern our wellness, happiness, our physical sickness, mental sickness, our physical happiness, mental or emotional happiness. Also, it governs which way our life will go, why we are having so much stress, so much pressure in our daily life, whether it's in our office, in our workplace or in our family life. Why we cannot be happy in our relationships, why it's so difficult for others to understand me, why I always get difficulty to understand others. Whatever task I undertake or I want to perform, I cannot finish. I get headache, I give up. If somebody become critical to me, I cannot take, or I cannot control my anger. I collapse easily. Everything can be because of energies.
Okay, so in short, energy is a kind of a format that governs how we think, how we feel, and how we behave in our everyday life.
Exactly.
Okay, so with that, the kind of energy work, can you explain a little bit? Because people are curious. Nowadays, we hear chakra healing. What does that mean? And do you do chakra healing, chakra balancing for your energy work?
Healing of chakra is not a very right word to use. What can be said clearly, it's chakra cleansing or chakra balancing. Chakra is a wheel, is a source which moves like a wheel in life, like time moves, car, everything moves towards a certain direction. Chakra means that circle, that wheel. What it has? It has energies, energies of element, energies of spiritual and physical power. So during the course of life, what happens? Sometime, just imagine this is a wheel of a car. If you don't know which speed is safe for you, then you can run fast and you can have an accident. If you don't clean the tire properly, if you don't clean the machines of your car properly, then what will happen? It started going somewhere, it will stop, it will not move. If it moves so slow, then you have to go somewhere in your life, but you cannot go. So that's why regulating, cleaning, activating is important about the chakra. You cannot heal a chakra because chakra is so powerful which governs you. You can balance it, you can clean it, you can have the control over it. And yes, I do work on them.
我们可能中文常常听到脉轮哦，因为他说以这个脉轮的观念，就是它这个能量就像轮子一样，它是圆的，然后就像你开车那个轮子，它是不断的在转动的，能量的运作和流动就是像轮子这样一直动一直动。那你可以想象，如果说你开车，假设我们的身体是车，然后如果说你的轮子，然后那个轴心歪掉了、偏掉了，不干净，没有清理，那你就没有办法好好的继续行进。所以以脉轮的观念、能量处理来说，它其实脉轮疗愈这个字并不是最精确的说法，应该是脉轮的清理跟平衡。因为你不是，因为脉轮本身它一直在驱动这个能量，所以它能量其实非常强大。我们不是用来疗愈它，我们是来清理它跟平衡它，才能达到你要去的你所要的方向。In a way that if we say the body is a vehicle, we are a vehicle, and chakra balancing, chakra cleansing is the process where we're adding the fuels, we're cleaning out the motor to let the engine keep running, and the steering wheel as well. So it's basically everything related to keep the vehicle running.
Exactly. Okay. In the right direction.
In the right direction. So it's orientation and navigation as well. So how does it differ from, let's say, Reiki? A lot of people talk about Reiki. They like to go to Reiki for energy healing, cleansing, balancing. And your type of energy work, from my own experience, is way more intense than Reiki. What's the main difference?
Look, Reiki is intense or not intense. I'm nowhere to talk about that because personally I don't have that much knowledge or information about Reiki. Reiki might have very intense and strong work.
Such as Karuna Reiki?
Yeah, Karuna Reiki, or there are many other Reikis. So as I don't know much about it, I will prefer not to compare with Reiki or something, but what I can tell about my way of work or our modalities, that is, it works directly on body with touches, where Reiki might not need direct touches. You might work from little away from the body with the energies. Here in my way of working, I sometimes use oils, a lot of different kind of oils according to the need of your chakras, according to the need of your bodies, because body, our skin, our muscles, they also hold a lot of trauma, lot of toxins, lot of issues. So imagine, okay, let's take the example of the car. So your car has a body, right? It has a door. You have to open the door first to get into the car, to put the key and turn the engine on. So the body is that door and the external thing which you need to open first to get into the car. So if you want to get into the chakras, to get into the energies, in our way of work, first you need to work on the outer body. That's the one thing.
Curious, when you say you are doing chakra, you do the chakra cleansing and chakra balancing through your energy work, do you also channel the universal energies, or do you just activate energies from the person, him or herself, or do you do both?
I do both. It depends on the need of that person. And sometimes some people, they hold external energies which are counterproductive, which are harmful for them. There can be many reasons that how they come to their body and affecting. So I am not going to the reasons. As I said, there can be 100 reasons. But once those what we call negative energies enter in our body or in our chakras, also you need to clean that, you need to take it out, you need to throw it away. And sometimes the impact is so strong that after cleansing that negative energy, the person doesn't have the power to generate the positive energy instantly. So, in those cases, I do try to bring the positive energy from the cosmos, from the universe, to give that push, the boost. Like sometime you know that your car can get stopped in the middle of the road and you might need to push it from the back to get the engine start. So, this kind of that you might need that push. So, this also can happen, or you are empty, your fuel is empty. So, just refilling fuel is just like refilling with the energies when you need. It's like.
So it's really curious, right? During your energy work, anything can happen to a person. The body can respond in many, many different ways. For example, when I receive the energy work, when I work with you, I feel like electric circuit shock. My body was trembling at this non-stop for 20 minutes. I couldn't stop it. It was so intense and so uncomfortable. After 20 minutes, it stopped by itself. And you had some students with, everybody had all kinds of different experiences. Some people had non-stop crying. What happened to us?
Energy movements. It's simply the energy moves, keep moving in different parts. Sometimes it's so intense that they move so fast and so strong, so rapidly that your body shakes. Like what happens when you get an electric shock? It's 220 volt in your body. That time that energy inside your body is also very high. That's why your body cannot react normally. It reacts in that way. Sometimes they cry because it triggers those hidden emotions which were not released. So they cry. Sometimes I have seen students, they puke. Sometimes I have seen my clients, they have orgasm. Sometimes I have seen they pee. Yeah, sometimes they scream like the anger, the scream, the rage, like kind of so much. This all can happen during.
因为我好奇，其实这一题我们上次也问过，就是跟那个 Candace 的时候，然后其实这个就是谭崔瑜伽做这个能量流动的很 typical 的模式。
对。
那这个会是特别快速有效的 effective，或者是因为对我们来说它很神秘啊，这个方式。
So this type of energy work, is it good for rapid, more effective transformation as compared to maybe other types of energy work or other types of healing work?
Depends on the person, because okay, let's imagine. I take this analogy. Don't take me wrong. You are having some health issues. Consider I am having knee pain. So I know in the hospital there are many doctors. But if I go to a cardiac surgeon, it will not be right for me to treat my knee. I need to go to an orthopedic doctor who is specialized on knee. So if I have gastric problem, I have to go to a gastroenterologist. I cannot go to a neurologist to treat that. So it depends on what problem the person is having, and for that problem, which is the best solution. My technique, I also have different techniques. So my techniques can give faster result to some people, but for some other people, maybe some other modality can give faster result.
So that's similar to my way of dealing with mental, emotional issues. Some people can work very well with a rapid transformation, which we both do to bring changes in life. However, the way we work with each other might not be the best for certain types of people. Certain types of people, they're just more suitable for very slow, very gentle type of a processes, our type of a rapid transformation work might just be too intense. They cannot handle it. It's too much. They need something very slow, very gentle to build the foundation and pave the way.
And also, it's an acceptance thing, understanding, because look, there is a concept, one of the strongest modalities I use, that is Tantra. And Tantra has a lot of intimate and intense work, because it is coming from all the emotions, whether it's sorrow, sadness, ecstasy, arousal, pain, trauma, anger, childhood innocence, everything is there. And some of the positions, some of the location of chakras in our body in very sensitive parts. So working on them might not be easy and comfortable for everyone also. So that's also a thing, that when the person is ready, when the person is having all the understanding, and in some cases it's not directly sexual, but there are touches, there are processes where you have to awaken your sexual energy. Because ultimately, one thing we cannot deny, that everyone among us, we are a byproduct of sexual intercourse, right? That's why we are here. And that energy, if you can work on, that is the energy of creation. So if we know, you don't have to involve in a sexual intercourse or relation to heal yourself. But we all hold that energy within us. But if we know how to channelize that, then we can use that productive, that creative energy to move our lives forward.
我觉得这个很重要，所以中文要特别强调一下，所谓的谭崔的能量、谭崔的瑜伽，并不是单纯只是跟性有关。他为什么会提到启动性能量？因为其实我们所有的人，我们会在这里是性的产生，我们是性的产物啊，我们才会活在这世界上。所以这个能量本身是带有创造性的。这个能量的意思其实就是创造、重生、前进。所以当你启动这个能量，用正确的方式使用这个能量的时候，它其实推动的是一种创造、重生、新生、再往前进的力量。So speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about this whole concept or misconception of a sexual energy, because you talk a lot with your students about activating your feminine energy, activating your masculine energy, and we all hold feminine versus masculine energies. So what does that mean, activating feminine versus masculine energies?
So imagine this is a light, right? You know it can give you light, but you need to turn on the switch. The electricity is there, the power is there, but to send the electric energy, the kinetic electric energy to the circuits, and that circuit, the kinetic energy will transform into heat, and heat will transform into light. So the same thing in our body, we have this kind of energies which can give us light, enlightenment, progress, happiness and growth. But you need to turn on the right switch, that the kinetic energy can move to the right place to create the right amount of heat which can give you the light. It's exactly like that. The chakras, all this masculine energy, feminine energy, is that way to go.
It's a light switch.
It's a light switch.
So how do you know when a person's feminine versus masculine energies are out of a balance? So every individual holds feminine versus masculine energies. How do you know when a person needs to enhance more the feminine or the masculine energy?
How does a doctor know that what is your problem? Study, practice. It's not like just I read. Like a doctor, they read multiple books, they practice theoretically and practically. So do we. We have years and years of study, years of practice, practical, theoretical. That it's mostly theory, because everything is different. You have to keep practicing on them. There are failures, there are successes, there are no result, there are very positive result, and sometimes there are resistance. They force them to do something. Some of the clients, they force them to do something, but they do not have the real acceptance to do that. So it can work negatively or not productively to them. This all can happen.
Okay, one last question. Okay, so when you're teaching yoga, you're not just teaching yoga as yoga postures, what most yoga teachers do. You combine energy, you combine healing, you combine many, many elements into your yoga teaching. So what is your way of helping your students when they come to your yoga class or private yoga, that you can help them to balance or activate the energies they need?
So actually yoga itself is a very complete healing process, but journey can be little longer. So apart from the other direct work on the body with tantric massages, energy cleansing, energy balancing, activating energies, with sound, with oilation, with body work and all. If we only talk about the yoga part, asana, the posture and the breathing part, it can also solve all the problems quite intensely, but the length will be longer. You have to keep practice like religiously, so seriously for years and years in the right method. So I try to use that ancient scientific technique. So the ancient technique with the modern study of integrating the anatomy, how the body work, how the breathing work, how our diaphragm, how are all the systems like digestive system, endocrine system, nervous system, respiratory system, everything, reproductive system, whatever, how they work there. Which way you need to breathe, while you are breathing, which part of the body you need to squeeze or you need to expand, that the exact chakra which you need to activate will get activated. Do you need to breathe from your nose or your mouth? That is also important. Where you need to gaze, where you need to look. If your body is not allowing to do something, but energy wise you need to do that specific pose, then how the other alternative ways you have to do that pose? Is there any other way to get the same chakra activated also? And very much hands-on about the alignment of the body. Because if you are doing a pose where your body alignment is not right, then not only your body get affected, your energy also will get affected. That I am very careful about that.
Yeah. 所以其实他在做瑜伽的教学的时候，他会观察学生的姿态，这不只是姿势或是物理上面身体的健康，他会观察他们的能量的状态，所以他在设计他的瑜伽的课程，学生在做这些动作都是有意义的。哪些特定的动作可以帮助引导哪些部分的脉轮的平衡跟刺激能量的流动，这些其实都是有意义的。就这样。Okay, good.